Hi guys, James here from Wiggle, and today we're going to be having a look at the new features in the brand new Garmin Forerunner 745. So Garmin's Forerunner watches have been a great hit over the years, and the 745 fits really nicely in the middle of their range. We think this is going to suit a lot of people as it sits above the more basic model, the 245, and then just below the flagship model, the 945. And this watch basically replaces the 735 XT, which has been around for a long time now, so it's about time this thing rocked up. So basically the 745 is going to be the perfect watch for someone that wants all the features in the flagship 945 watch, but doesn't need the battery life and the map features, which is basically what's not featured in the 745. So as the Forerunner 745 is the mid-range watch, it also is the middle size watch. So the 245 is the smallest face and the smallest watch itself. The 745 comes in the middle, and then the 945 is still the biggest watch. It comes with just over a 30mm colour display, which is about 1.2 inches. And it's all protected by a Gorilla Glass DX lens on there, so you're not going to get any scratches on there anytime soon. As with all new Garmin watches since about 2019, it comes with the Elevate heart rate monitor. This is a huge improvement over older models for multiple reasons. Firstly, it's just more accurate at reading your heart rate, which is obviously a bonus. Secondly, it does pulse ox readings, which we'll go into a bit more later. And thirdly, it's just a much more power efficient unit, which is one of the main reasons why the battery life in these watches is just getting so much better. The 745 obviously has smartphone integration, which is a really nice touch. So basically all the notifications that are going to appear on your phone will pop up on your wrist first. So it doesn't mean you have to get your phone out your pocket every time you receive a notification. Another really nice bonus that a lot of runners will really like about this watch is that the music integration is really good as well. So you can link that with Amazon Music, Deezer and Spotify. And then if you don't want to use any of those paid subscriptions, you can even upload your own music directly to the watch itself. So having these sort of features are really getting to the point where you can leave your phone at home. And one of the main things that people need their phone for is for contactless payments. So Garmin have introduced Garmin Pay into the Forerunner 745, which is a really, really nice touch, and it's something I use a lot. So when you're in your activity and you want to stop off for a drink of water, or let's just say a slice of cake, you don't have to have your wallet with you because you can pay directly from your watch. So the features I've just mentioned are offline features, so you don't actually need your phone with you to use them. But if you do have your phone with you, it will show you a few more options too. So it will connect to live weather forecasting and also other things like the calendar, so everything that you've got coming up in your day-to-day life. The Forerunner 745 also features Widget Glances, which is something that I really like about new Garmin watches. Basically that means you can just quickly scroll through all the main focus points that the watch wants to show you, and then when you find something that you want to find more detail on, for example the heart rate, you can look into it in more depth. So this is just a really nice quick functionality to get around the watch and to find out what you're looking for really quickly. The watch will track your activity 24/7, and although that sounds a little bit creepy, it does give you some really nice data. So obviously with the new Elevate heart rate monitor, it's going to be tracking your heart rate 24/7. So if you look at the Widget Glance, you can see your current heart rate over the last 4 hours, and if you scroll down, you can see your average heart rate over the week. It does a very similar thing with step tracking, so it calculates your steps in this graphic chart here since midnight. If you scroll down, it shows your average steps over the week and whether you're hitting your goal, as well as showing your distance over the week as well, which is a really nice touch. It's also got a nice calorie burning function, so it shows you your active calories that you've burnt over the day over your resting calories, and you can click into this further and it shows you this nice graph to see how well you're doing over the last week. The watch actually tracks how well you're sleeping as well, which is a really nice touch, and it gives you a rating for actually how well you've slept. It judges this by how long you've slept for and also the sort of realms of sleep that you've been in and out of. So it can actually help tell how it's affecting your training program as well, which is a really interesting touch. It also tells you what time you nodded off in the evening as well as what time you woke up in the morning, which can actually be quite a surprising thing to find out. Similar to this, it also introduces Garmin's new body batteries. So what this does, it calculates how well you're sleeping to the intensity of your activity during the day, and it can actually give you a rating from 0 to 100, and this goes up and down throughout the day and basically shows how charged your own body battery is, which is quite an interesting feature. Speaking of our own body battery, it's about time we spoke about the battery inside the watch. So using the watch in full GPS mode, tracking you during an activity, you're going to get about 16 hours of use out of the watch. And it's worth noting that's without using it for any sort of music connectivity. And then just on normal daily tracking mode without any GPS, it should last for about 7 days. It comes with the classic Garmin smartwatch charger, which is really nice. So if you, your family and friends are already invested in the watches, you'll still be able to use the same cable to charge up different watches, which is a really nice touch. One of the really nice features I like from the F745 is the fact it can give you a really nice VO2 Max estimation. It can do this for both cycling and running, so if you're doing it from running, it will do it from your heart rate data as well as the GPS data. But if you're doing it from a bike, you'll have to have a power meter installed to get that reading. The really nice feature about this is it actually gives you a race predictor. If you scroll down on the Widget Glance here, it can predict what your race times will be for a 5 or 10k run, as well as a half or full marathon. One of the things this watch is really good for is it shows how well you're training, how much load you're putting under, and most of all, how much you're improving as well. It does this by measuring your kind of fitness and your load and your heart rate and your VO2 max. So the more you use the watch, the more data it will have. And you can actually look at this data over the last 4 weeks to see how your body's improving. So although the 745 is in the Forerunner range, it is so much more than just a running watch these days, and it really is a multi-sport watch. You can quite clearly see this by all the different activity profiles that it can track you in. So you can set some favourites for the ones that you're going to use most of the time. So you've got a whole array of activities here, from different sort of track running, different sort of bike use, pool swimming, open water swimming, triathlons that can be really useful as it is a multi-sport activity, as well as hiking, winter sports like skiing and snowboarding, water sports such as stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking, strength, cardio and yoga, and it even goes down to a stair-stepper activity. So with all these activity profiles, you're going to need to have a good GPS unit in the device, and it can be said that the 745 has got a really accurate GPS. So that's going to track your runs, cycles and all your activities really accurately, so you're going to get some nice consistent data when using the device. It also features a really accurate barometer. This is going to give you really accurate elevation changes, which again is just going to change your data fields a lot. So it's really nice knowing that you're going to get nice accurate data all from the watch. And it can still get really accurate data even when running in like a really dense forest, for example. It can also be said that for a wrist heart rate monitor that aren't usually quite as accurate as a chest monitor, is really close to the results that you'd get from using an actual separate unit. Another thing to note on this, that if you do wear a Garmin chest strap, that the data from the chest strap when connected to the watch will automatically communicate, and it will upload the data from your chest heart rate monitor straight to the watch as well. So this little device really is all you need to track your activities really accurately. So the watch is waterproof and is rated as a 5 ATM rating, which basically means that it can go down to depths of 50 meters. Not only does it do that, but it also still reads your heart rate whilst underwater. This is just going to give you some nice data while swimming. It also has a nice feature for indoor pool swimming as well, so you can actually set the length of the pool that you're swimming in, and it will automatically track how many lengths you've done, as well as how quick you've done each length as well, which can be really nice for swimming training. So what do you think to the Garmin Forerunner 745? We think it's going to be that perfect midpoint for the people that wanted more than the 245 had to offer, but didn't need the super long battery life of the 945 as well as the map features. Is there anything else you'd like to see in the 745? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.